Since the election of Donald Trump, there have been many protests springing up in many different cities opposing Donald Trump. So I kind of understand why. So a lot of people are scared of what a Trump presidency might mean because we have to take into account how he ran, who he is, what his message was when he was running for president,
the rhetoric he used to appeal to certain people,
right? Bigotry, racism, xenophobia.
Yeah,
we saw it all.
Yeah. So you kind of can understand the sentiment,
right?
But we've seen the more provocative protesting.
Yes.
But I think it's important to parcel out, all the participants, because obviously the most provocative protesting is going to get the most media coverage.
Yeah.
So
and this is getting a lot of media
coverage. I don't necessarily think all of it is just purely anti-Trump. I think most people are there organizing under the banner of unity, because we did elect, America did elect a special kind of candidate.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's... people felt that there was a need to let the world know that, hey, Trump's hate is not a reflection of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so, and that's the part that I understand. But I guess what I'm having a hard time figuring out is, like, what exactly are these protests going to accomplish?
Going to amount to?
Yeah.
Is Trump going to listen to them? Is
Trump
going to hear their pleas?
And it's not even really pleas. It's like significant opposition to the next president of the United States. So no matter what Trump is, and even if it was Hillary Clinton that had won the election, I'm going to give whoever the next president is a chance. Like I said, I know how he ran. I know what he campaigned on. I would have known how Hillary Clinton ran. I would have known exactly her history. But I'm not going to, I guess, make an effort to immediately oppose them before they actually even get to do anything. I'm going to let them, I'm going to wait and let them do something that I oppose, and then I'll be heard about it. So I just don't see what these protests are actually going to do. I mean, like you said, is he going to actually hear? And what is he going to hear? He's going to hear anger before he's ever even done anything. I'm not saying that I'm optimistic about a Trump presidency. I'm just saying to protest him before he even steps into office. Like I just.
So you're saying it seems empty on the surface.
It seems empty.
Okay.
And a lot of these protesters are hurt hillbots. And
I think that probably that's the most important group to talk about.
Yes.
People who supported Hillary from the beginning, wholeheartedly, unconditionally.
Yes. No matter what information came out, no matter how much we tried to educate them.
No matter what other candidate was an option.
Correct. Months ago.
So, like, what's your view on the hurt hillbots?
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, well, I didn't see this strong of a reaction when there was a lot of talk about the Democratic primaries, and the irregularities, the election fraud that was going on. I didn't see that type of energy
and the fact that the DNC pulled Tanya Harding on Bernie Sanders.
Kneecapping. Right? That's what you say, right?
Yeah,
kneecapping. I didn't see anything like that.
I will say there was, I forgot the name of the group, that it was the same group that organized the protest at the DNC.
Right.
So one of the groups there at least was being consistent with their protest. Yeah. But as far as the hillbots go, you think it's a little disingenuous?
I do, because I think for the people that really believed in Hillary Clinton, they are very incensed. They're angry. They're hurt because the awful Donald Trump got into the White House. He's going to be the next president, and I really think a lot of people didn't see this coming. But what I'm saying is, we have to realize, how did this happen? How did someone like Donald Trump get to be the next president? Because I think it's right on the shoulders of Hillary Clinton. It's right on the shoulders of the DNC. It's right on the shoulders of the Democratic establishment. This was a change election cycle. And what Hillary Clinton and the DNC and the Democratic establishment promised us was status quo politics.
The same old shit.
The same old stuff.
That doesn't work.
No changes.
That doesn't work.
She ran on Obama's third term pretty much. And that, that's what she did. And people were saying, no, we need change. So I understand that, Trump might be worse. I don't know. We don't know that yet. He might be worse than what Hillary Clinton would have been. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of people saying that, a lot more people should have turned out to vote for Hillary Clinton. But what you're in essence saying is that more people should have turned out and elected a candidate, a party that continuously bullshits us, continuously gives us this much while taking this much for themselves.
Whoa, so
just so that something bad doesn't happen like Donald Trump.
Oh, so what you're saying about Democratic voters is that they're guilty of the same thing that kind of they accuse Republicans of doing, is that voting against their own interests. So it's almost like you're suggesting that there's a similarity between the Hillbots and the Trumpkins.
Yeah, and we actually had said that about Trump supporters and Hillary Clinton supporters.
Now there's a irony that overshadows their ballot decision, because what was the kind of the main gist of people who supported Trump? They were fed up. They were fed up
with the system.
Fed up with the system.
Wanted everything to collapse.
But they were fed up. With an
itself.
economic system that catered to the greed of the wealthy, right? Right. That's what they were fed up about. So they protested that by voting for a billionaire buffoon that's a part of the same group,
and who is interested in cutting taxes so much so that it was the worst tax plan out there because it is really going to increase that divide more so than any other plan.
So again, that's voting against their own interests.
Yes.
So now let's move to the Hillbots, the ardent Hillary supporters, who would probably consider themselves liberal, right?
Right.
So I can just pick out three things that liberals are concerned with, and that's what our military involvement across the globe, right? Is one thing. We can pick out, let's say, criminal justice reform. Let's say campaign finance reform, money in politics, and corruption, right? So did they think that was going to magically go away by voting in Hillary Clinton? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like they protested, or they kind of they protested those things by voting for someone whose political activities illustrate a conflict of interest for those three things I just mentioned.
I know.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I know.
That's where this
doesn't make sense. We knew exactly who she was. The whole reason why we have Donald Trump. The whole reason. And you know what? I was looking at some old video footage. I say old now. It's just a few months old.
Yeah.
Of all the times that she had said, let's wait. I'll look into releasing the transcripts, or when everybody else does it, including the Republicans, then I'll do it. I was looking at all that old footage. I'm thinking to myself, this woman really ran a horrible.
Yo, and what clip made you laugh?
Will you agree to release these transcripts? They have become an issue.
Sure, if everybody does it, and that includes the Republicans, because we know they have made a lot of speeches.
Like, now we know, because of John Podesta's emails, we saw, the transcripts of, or portions of the transcripts of some of her paid speeches. So we know how bad they were and why she didn't want them released.
So what that illustrated was that she wasn't a leader.
No. And that she was a bad candidate all the way around, because this couldn't have looked any worse. Either she was going to look weak or corrupt, right? Either way. But it's the fault of this Democratic left that they don't represent us. So when they continue to do that for years and years and years, this is the penalty. This is the result. They don't win against Donald Trump. This is an opportunity to actually come together and actually change politics. This is that opportunity. No matter what side, or if you're talking about the left, no matter if you were for Bernie or if you were for Hillary Clinton, in essence, both sides wanted the same thing for the country. It's just that one side chose not to see what Hillary Clinton was all about. But you know what? That's really that, like, we don't have to have that conversation anymore because she's not going to be the president. Right now is the opportunity, like I said, to actually come together to make that a reality, to make that vision actually happen. Even on the Republican side, and I spoke with the Republican on the plane, going to North Dakota to Standing Rock. And the one thing that we were talking about that, there was complete consensus on was that we should absolutely mandate that our political candidates are not bought, that they are not corrupt. So no matter, if we're talking about issues that impact our nation, whether it be foreign policy or military spending, insurance, education, taxes, whatever like that. The one thing, if we get money out of politics, then we're having an honest conversation. Now, the right side, you may differ on how to get things done, but at least you're not being bought, and that's influencing your decisions. I have confidence. I would have confidence that you're actually trying to do the best thing for the American people.
And so the American people's confidence in the politicians has been shaken because of that conflict of interest.
Right.
With, taking money.
Right.
So how can the American people trust any of their decisions?
Exactly. So that's, and that would be a protest that I want to see all across the country.
That would be a 24/7 protest.
Exactly. And maybe we can actually get it done.
Maybe we can call it that, 24/7 protest. Who knows?
Something. It's like I said, the opportunity is here to actually be united and change the country into what we want to see.
Because there were problems before Trump got elected. Right. There were problems on the Monday before he got elected.
That's correct.